Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Universal Transcendent. My talent is multiplied by 1,000 times. Chapter 61. Bang. The cell door is closed. I'm a little suspicious now. Are they taking revenge on me? Tried phase walking. Although there are certain spiritual barriers here, Zhou Yu cannot be trapped at all. Immediately Zhou Yu relaxed his mind. In the future, there may be some big troubles in the future. Right now, it's time to explore the way in advance. In order not to get used to coming in later. Rest first. Oh, don't tell me, this bedboard is quite hard, good for the waist. Lying on the bed, Zhou Yu fell into a deep sleep after a few seconds. When Zhou Yu's body fell into a deep sleep state, Zhou Yu, on the other hand, was in the transcendent spirit body, and began to practice at an accelerated pace. Even transcendent body is sleeping. Zhou Yu can still practice. In the past, if Zhou Yu fell asleep, he would not be able to practice. But after having a talent who is a phase practitioner, after falling asleep, Zhou Yu will come to the dream layer. Here, whether it is practicing skills, or improving the transcendent level. Although the effect is not as fast as the actual practice. But compared to transcendence of other talents, this speed of progress is still amazing. But it's a pity for 643, my talent is only D level now. If it is promoted to the same level as the C level senior sister, or even surpasses the C level senior sister, it will reach the B level. At that time, the speed of cultivation in the dream will be comparable to the speed of D level talent's cultivation in reality. That way, it won't be long before I can cultivate my several transcendent skills to an extremely high level. At the same time, use the talent of the phase practitioner to practice in a dream. Every moment is a practice of phase practitioner talent. Well, the talent of the phase practitioner, even in a dream, he is making rapid progress. I'm afraid it won't be long before this talent will become my strongest talent, and also the most powerful talent. After all, this is an S-rank talent in itself. MA. Pendulum clock on the wall. As time passed, every minute and every second passed. Cage / leap, light feather blade, immortal true shield, holy judgment sword, ring of death. These transcendent skills have been practiced in Zhou Yu's hands over and over again. The progress bar of proficiency moves forward at a very steady speed. Even, Zhou Yu would bless the sun flame cloak from time to time. In addition, when Zhou Yu was practicing in the dream, he also made an unexpected discovery. That is, in dreams, there are also various dream creatures. For example, the locked-up thief next door. In his dream, he grew a third hand. It was a translucent, tentacle-like arm that couldn't help but grope around. Rather than saying that he grew it himself, it is better to say that some kind of dream creature parasitized on his body, constantly strengthening his desire to steal. Even in the dream, he was lying by the window, looking at the crowd outside, looking at their wallets. Sure enough, he is a dedicated guy. Even if he is locked up, he still does not forget his old job. If it weren't for the barriers of the spiritual world, he wouldn't even be able to get out of his dreams. I'm afraid that his dreams are constantly stealing. Zhou Yu swung his épée. Laugh. The third hand on the thief's body was cut off by Zhou Yu. The sleeping thief woke up suddenly, profusely sweating. What's going on? I just wanted to steal, but before I could, someone broke my arm. This is too scary. With his head trembling, the thief lost his heart a little. After cutting off that weird nightmare parasite, Zhou Yu could feel that his frankness had grown and strengthened. The ring of death and silence, even if you don't play the fifth ring, you have obtained a certain amount of cultivation. Of course, if the fifth ring is played, the effect of cultivation will definitely be better. Moreover, Zhou Yu could feel that if he cultivated to a certain level, he could even actively manipulate and control the ring of death and silence. You can even accumulate 5 ring damage through early air strikes. When it is needed, it will be played once. The abilities of transcendent talent can be practiced through various methods. During the training, Zhou Yu's attack started to attack some negative nightmare creatures in other places in the dream space. Feeling the midair of the dream space, Zhou Yu's mind froze slightly. Saint Totem King City has been on the brink of war all year round. There are even more evil god organizations wreaking havoc here. Therefore, in the dream space, floating in midair are all kinds of weird, grotesque, gloomy and dark nightmare bodies. There are a lot of them, and they are not cheating. For transcendence, perhaps there is little threat. But for those ordinary people, once the will is not firm enough, it is easy to be invaded by the nightmare body of these negative emotions in the dream layer. But for Zhou Yu at this time, what better practice to kill a target than that? Under the continuous practice of slashing in the prison dream realm, the many nightmare creatures in the sky 1,000 meters away have suffered disaster. Killed one by one. Moreover, the phase practitioner's attack itself has no ballistic existence. Even if they were killed, no succubus would be able to find out who the enemy who killed them was. Feeling the rapid growth in the dream, Zhou Yu was completely immersed in the cultivation. Crack. The door of the dream prison was opened. Someone has entered my dream. Are you a dream master? It's not polite to disturb someone's lucid dream. Zhou Yu's mind was concentrated, and he didn't care about this person who invaded his dreams. As a steam knight, he would not have a clear sense of dreams for the spiritual world and the dream world of the phase domain. What's more, the other party is still a master of dreams. It is normal to ignore the existence of the other party. If he had a normal negotiation with the other party in the dream, it would instead reveal some of his means. In such a complicated place as Saint Totem King City, the means should be hidden. The visitor was in his early 30s, with a face as sharp as a knife and an axe, with resolute lines and a tall and burly figure. To Zhou Yu's surprise, he had long silver-white hair. It looks like a standard equipment for a master in the comic world. Is the exorcist department under so much pressure? Look at this tired man, whose hair is all white. Zhou Yu was bored and having fun. If there are no accidents, this should be the Captain Coward that Minister Tina said before. Pull over a chair casually and put it in the corner. Sit on it and lean back slightly. The voice of the white-haired man was completely shrouded in the shadow of the corner. If it weren't for Zhou Yu himself having a phase practitioner talent, I'm afraid I don't even know that there is an extra person in own dream. Quietly looking at this A-level genius from the Corn City State who is only 31st level. Coward just watched quietly. Cultivation madman, are you practicing in the dream? Furthermore, dream practice can also slightly increase strength. A talent with some kind of dream training. It is said that the higher authorities value him very much, and even asked Minister Tina to pick him up in person. Through contact, Minister Tina attaches great importance to this kid. Let's not talk about strength alone. It's just his enthusiasm for cultivation that makes people a little admirable. As a dream practitioner, Coward has seen too many people's dreams. Some people hug left and right in dreams. Some people are reunited with their current girlfriend in their dreams. Some people enjoy the kneeling and licking of the goddess in their dreams. Some people become godless kings in their dreams and rule the world. Some people, in their dreams, crazily take revenge on those enemies who dare not provoke them in reality. There are many people who are obedient in reality, and strike hard in dreams. After all, the dream itself is a place where you can freely let go of your inner desires. How strong the desire to become stronger is to be able to cause oneself to practice so hard in the dream. Perhaps, Coward narrowed his eyes slightly. It's not subconscious cultivation, but active cultivation with self-awareness. 1. If that's the case, that's pretty amazing. He is a knight, a sequence that should not enter the dream. But he can have such a firm will in the dream like this. I'd rather believe that he has a firm will to practice, than believe that such a steam knight with astonishing frankness can break into the dreamland. No matter what, 5.1 is a guy worth cultivating, but the level is a little lower. However, after participating in a few battles, his level should be able to be raised quickly. After all, this guy has only been practicing for a short time, just over 2 months. Coward, who was flipping through Zhou Yu's resume in the dream, stopped at Zhou Yu's file. He couldn't believe it. In early autumn, the newly awakened newcomers raised their level to more than 30 levels in 2 months. Is this training time written wrongly? More than 2 months. 31st level. Check Zhou Yu's file carefully to make sure there is nothing wrong. Coward laughed. Class A. No wonder Minister Tina tore up this guy's file directly. In 2 months, he reached the 30th first level, and was valued by the city lord of the Corn City. It is said that Alec taught him himself. Is A-level talent possible? The talent information on this file is completely fake. This guy is estimated to be an SS rank at least. Tisk tisk. I found the treasure. I kind of understand why Chief Tina went to pick this guy up in person. Your Excellency Zhou Yu, this is your job notification letter. You will be an official member of the number 66 team of the Evil Gods Affairs Processing Department. Work with the team members to deal with the Evil Gods Affairs. Looking at the woman in black professional suit who submitted a job notification letter to herself, Zhou Yu corrected himself. I can understand what you said, but before the work docking, can't you suppress the prison door? Look at my current situation. Does it look like I can go out to work? Zhou Yu in the cell spread his hands helplessly. Ah, I don't have a key. The clerical woman said apologetically. I also just found out that you are here. Have you committed any crimes? If you haven't committed any crimes, you should come out in a few days. Good guy, feelings work in this department, it's commonplace to come in, right? At this time, Andrew Sen trotted all the way to the prison door. Sorry, I'm used to closing people's gates, and I closed them easily yesterday. Generally speaking, people who rest here don't close the door. Andrew Sen said and opened the cell door. 599. 10 minutes later, Zhou Yu followed the clerical woman to complete a series of entry procedures, and was then taken to the entrance of the room marked number 66 on the 6th floor. You are Zhou Yu. Just when Zhou Yu was about to knock on the door of room 66 opened by itself. The room is large, and there is a long corridor on the right, which should be the resting place for the staff of this department. According to what Anlu Sen said before, working here, most of the time, is to stay here. Because, the task time will come. Advertisement. And the one who opened the door for Zhou Yu. She is a middle-aged woman in her 40s, with an elegant temperament, and the time has only left a few wrinkles at the corners of her eyes. Yes. Zhou Yu nodded. This is my job connection letter and entry procedures. As he spoke, Zhou Yu handed over the document in his hand. Please come in. It just so happens that the captain is here. Enter the hall of the room. The first thing that catches my eyes is the K ward that I have been practicing for most of the night last night. Last night, at the beginning, Zhou Yu paid attention to this coward. Later, he found that this guy was just watching like air, so Zhou Yu didn't pay attention to him anymore. Wait until Zhou Yu thinks about it again. Coward had disappeared. Last night's practice, the result is not bad. Hard work at night, and self-cultivation in the steam furnace during the day. Zhou Yu felt that in 2 or 3 days, his own level would be raised to 1,000-second level. After level 30, the speed of level improvement tends to be slower. But in Zhou Yu's place, the level can still be raised very quickly. Captain Coward. Zhou Yu saluted Captain Coward slightly. Let them all come out. Meet the new vice captain who knows our squad 66. Coward turned his head to the middle-aged woman and said, Vice captain, will you be the vice captain when you come? This level of promotion is too fast. Soon, 5 or 6 people gathered in this hall. His eyes flicked over everyone, and Coward frowned slightly. Where is Lanfang and others? He said he was on a mission, but actually he didn't want to meet some nobleman who came to Gilded. It was the man who was wearing a white shirt, a black coat, and an aristocratic top hat, who was always maintaining a standard aristocratic posture. After finishing speaking, the man obviously knew that he shouldn't say that, so he added a sentence instead. That's what he said, it's not what I said. Are people here so straightforward? Zhou Yu raised his brows. It doesn't look very welcoming to me. It's not surprising. The low level of these people is also at level 50, and the high level people are all at level 60. And Captain Coward is over 70 levels. I'm a 30th level rookie, and I've been the vice captain since I first arrived. This is definitely here to be gilded. It's amazing that these guys can accept me. Coward also looked at Zhou Yu with a half smile. Obviously, to gain a certain status here, even get their approval, become a full member of the Exorcist team, and even truly follow the orders of his vice captain, it depends on Zhou Yu's own performance. Whether it's inside the Saint Totem King City, or on the Transcendent battlefield. To gain respect and recognition, it all depends on own strength. Concentrate your mind a little. Zhou Yu looked around at the crowd. Hi everyone, I'm Zhou Yu. As you can see, I'm a steam rider. My characteristic is that my defense is strong, my vitality is vigorous, and what I am best at is resisting damage. Although my level is relatively low, don't underestimate the integrity of my life, because that will make you pay a heavy price. The people around were all staring at Zhou Yu in a daze. If it is a steam knight of high rank, say in front of them that Own has high integrity and vigorous vitality. They still believe it. But this is only 31st level steam knights. Why is he? Just because of his noble aristocratic status. I bet this kid will pay for his overconfidence in his first mission. Tucker, who was wearing an aristocratic dress, muttered in a low voice. In addition, I feel that to deal with the members of the Evil God organization, we not only need to master formal means of exorcism, physical exorcism is also very necessary. Although I haven't mastered formal exorcism methods, I am very good at physical exorcism. As he spoke, Zhou Yu shook his fist and spoke seriously. Zhou Yu's words almost made everyone laugh, and some even started to suppress their own laughter as much as possible. Are you sure this guy is here to get hired, not to be funny? I'm good at physical exorcism, do you believe that? Zhou Yu felt helpless. I was just expounding a fact, a truth. Okay. Coward waved his hands to let his men go down. If this continues, he is afraid that his subordinates will be overwhelmed. Soon, ha 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 laughter came from the room in the corridor. Zhou Yu didn't mind. I hope that when you see the real physical exorcism, I hope you can still laugh so happily. Captain, do you have a mission? Zhou Yu looked at Coward. There are some, but it takes multiple people to act together. And I thought, no one would want to act with you. I'm enough alone, Zhou Yu said. Coward thought about it seriously. Then you need to get used to the situation here first. Randy Long Street is a place we often go to. There are a lot of fish and dragons there, and there are often people from the Evil God organization. You can inquire more about the news there. No problem, Zhou Yu nodded. Watching Zhou Yu's leaving back. Alright, let him suffer a little bit, knowing that it is not so easy to deal with believers of evil gods in this holy Totem King City. Unknowingly, Zhou Yu has been in the Saint Totem King City for half a month. For half a month, there is only one thing Zhou Yu does, and that is to get familiar with this place and integrate into it. Zhou Yu, who has just arrived, wants to find out those believers of evil gods and members of evil spirit organizations in a short time. Even those who secretly sabotage the guy. How is that possible? Nobody writes, I'm the bad guy, on Own's face. The fish that are easy to catch have long been cleaned up by those exorcists. And the rest are all those thieves and thieves. These people survived the struggle of the exorcists repeatedly. They are well camouflaged. Want to find them. It takes a little patience, and luck. For Zhou Yu, his high enough frankness is itself part of his strength. And strength is sometimes luck. For half a month, Zhou Yu is eating, drinking and having fun on Randy Street. Where is the food more suitable for own appetite? When night falls, which area is secretly controlled by which forces? Is there somewhere that secretly sells some shady things or something? Zhou Yu is very familiar with them. Zhou Yu has been to some relatively hidden places several times. For these places, most of them are gray industries. No matter how you clean it, you can't clean it. As long as they don't go too far, the general official forces will turn a blind eye. Even, Zhou Yu had preliminary contact with some small gangs. However, these are small fish and shrimp. Zhou Yu is not in a hurry to do some big things, big moves and so on. In this way, every day, going to and from get off work, I look like I am here to enjoy the gold plating. And the number 66 exorcist team didn't mind Zhou Yu's behavior at all. After all, it seemed to them, what is the use of low-level transcendence with more than 30 levels? They are already thankful for not giving them trouble. Dusk hour, 6 o'clock. Zhou Yu stepped off work slowly. Generally speaking, in the Evil God Incident Management Office, except for those civilian staff, they will leave work normally. Most of the combatants, except for things that must be dealt with, are usually in the processing center, or are branched in various streets. And Zhou Yu was obviously not in their fighter arrangement. This day is comfortable. Zhou Yu haphazardly stopped a steam taxi. Go to Randy's Avenue. I heard that a group of good newcomers have come to Hong Nisheng Bar recently. Zhou Yu said softly, rubbing his palms. On the 6th floor of the office, when I watched Zhou Yu get into the steam taxi, the words, Red Clothes Bar, were still ringing in my ears. Beside the window, Lan Feng, who was dressed in dark golden leather armor and a linen jacket, frowned more and more. Although, this, nobility, is here to be gilded. But what he did was he didn't take this job seriously. It seems that it is necessary to teach him a lesson. On Randy Street, inside a gourmet restaurant, Zhou Yu enjoyed a sumptuous dinner. Not to mention the half-hill-like energy spar left in Zhou Yu's hand. It was just the equipment that Zhou Yu pulled out from the people of the Chenling clan on the plain of Yalantu. Just worth more than 200,000 transcendent coins. After those black market sales of some, Zhou Yu has enough money to squander it here. Of course, Zhou Yu's actions were not without purpose. If we say that a talent is good, he is taken care of by his superiors, but he is idle, greedy for pleasure, going to entertainment venues every day, and a nobleman who spends a lot of money. What will happen to those who are targeted by members of the evil god organization? Kill. That obviously cannot maximize the benefits. If you can develop into one of them, that would be great. Yes, Zhou Yu is fishing, hard fishing. Even if there is no gain. It is a good routine to go to and from get off work like this every day, and to rest at night. It also made Zhou Yu's strength improve by leaps and bounds as time went by. In fact, Zhou Yu has already gained a little. If things go smoothly. In a few days, maybe Zhou Yu will be able to make a splash. Zhou Yu is full of food and drink. Tasting desserts. At the same time, Zhou Yu was also checking the results of own practice during this period. The level has reached 35th level, and Zhou Yu wanted to conceal the fact that he had made amazing progress. Using the incomparably huge steam space to cover up the truth about his 35th level. Even an existence with extremely powerful perception can at most feel Zhou Yu's 31st level aura hidden on the surface. The most gratifying thing for Zhou Yu is the promotion of the steam sequence. The day before yesterday, after Zhou Yu's tireless practice, Zhou Yu's steam night sequence uses Elena's broken steam spirit body sequence parts as nutrients. Successfully promoted to the 3-star steam night sequence. And Zhou Yu's own frankness. It is already close to the level of 30,000 times. Compared with the improvement of frankness. AA level attack talent, Ring of Death practice, Zhou Yu also did not fall behind at all. Whether an ordinary high-rank transcendent can withstand the real damage outbreak of his Ring of Death, Zhou Yu has not tried it, so he doesn't know. But under the practice of 1,000 times the speed, such a terrifying and fierce real damage. Zhou Yu is sure that no high-rank transcendent wants to try it. In addition to these hard conditions, Zhou Yu's most practiced transcendent skill. It has also been improved qualitatively. Open black lens bracket wind shadow / close black lens bracket. Quality, C. Grade 9. Open black lens bracket jump close black lens bracket. Quality, A. Grade 8. Open black lens bracket light feather blade close black lens bracket. Quality, A. Grade 8. Open black lens bracket immortal true shield close black lens bracket. Quality, A. Grade 8. Open black lens bracket sword of holy judgment close black lens bracket. Quality, S. Level 7. In the Transcendent skill, 1st level, 2nd level, 3rd level, or low-level levels. Many people spend their entire lives limited to this. 4th level, 5th level, 6th level, for the intermediate level. Generally, those who can reach this level are those S-level geniuses in the Temple of the Sun. As for say, 7th level, 8th level, 5th level. There is no doubt that this is the threshold for transcendent masters to buy after years of hard work. And among them, the 7th level is the majority, the 8th level is rare, and the 9th level is okay, even rarer. After all, as the level of transcendent skills increases, each first level increase is a leap in power and nature transformation. And Zhou Yu, with the 1,000-fold talent amplification effect of this system, progress, amazingly fast. The main combat skills have reached the 7th level and 8th level levels. The main reason for the wind shadow slash is that it can practice faster because of its lower rank. But for Zhou Yu today, this is also a super fighting skill. Even under normal combat conditions, Fengying analysis alone is enough. I am looking at my own transcendent skills. When trying to figure out what to do, he can kill a high-rank transcendent with a single critical strike. A beautiful and tall figure appeared in the eyelids. Oh, is it finally? Or, are you hooked? Immediately, Zhou stood up, looking at the beautiful lady in front of him with a little bit of surprise and greed. Ms. Leia, are you coming to dine too? Leia looked at Zhou with a hint of surprise on her face. If that was true, then this encounter would obviously be a romantic encounter. Too bad it's fake. It's great to meet you here, can I sit here? Leia said in surprise. How could I refuse to have dinner with a beautiful lady? Even though I've already eaten, I don't mind having another meal. Zhou thought to himself. The frankness of the steam knight is astonishing, which also made Zhou's appetite far exceed that of ordinary transcendence. You are still funny and humorous as always. Leia smiled slightly, and looked at Zhou shyly with bright eyes. After meeting Zhou's gaze for 2 seconds, she lowered her head with flushed cheeks. There is a thrilling romance. Hua Ultimate Ama. Play a seductive heartbeat. Zhou handed over the menu. Whatever you like, just order. Zhou just sat across from Leia, not hiding his LSP essence, just looking at Leia like this. Although I know that the other party has a purpose. Seductive is also good. About a week ago, Zhou who frequents various entertainment venues. On a casual rainy night, while waiting for the bus, I happened to get into the same taxi as Ms. Leia. Originally, Zhou wanted to get out of the car out of politeness. Result, the kind lady, Leia, doesn't mind carpooling herself. Then we chatted along the way. After learning of Zhou's 610 identity, Ms. Leia expressed her gratitude to exorcists like Zhou for contributing to the stability of the Saint Totem city-state. And handed over his business card. A well-known businessman with the title of Baron. This is a nobleman with a decent status. If things get here, that probably won't be remembered by Zhou, it's just a simple encounter. But 3 days ago, when Zhou was picking out clothes in the store, encountered this lady Leia again. And in this Ms. Leia, she showed her understanding of fashion and art. Picked out 2 decent clothes for Zhou. This made Zhou realize for the first time that a man depends on his clothes and a horse depends on his saddle. At the same time, Zhou was invited to help her unscrew the shopping bags for the afternoon. Zhou was then invited to share lunch. During the whole process, Ms. Leia showed superb PWA methods. Whether it's asking Zhou to hand her close-fitting clothes in the fitting room, or at the dining table, cut the steak on your own plate for Zhou. He even inadvertently helped Zhou wipe the oil stains from the corners of his mouth. Seeing Zhou's eyes straightened. On the one hand, Zhou has never been captured. Don't tell me, this feeling. Zhou really couldn't hold back. On the other hand, Zhou, who was belatedly aware of it, suddenly realized that he had been targeted. Familiar formula, familiar taste. If I wasn't fishing, I really thought I had an affair. Although I don't know who the opposite AFCF party is. But apparently, the fish is hooked. As for who is the hunter? Hard to say yet. As for whether the other party really wants to attack yourself. If so, then Zhou just wants to say to her, please step up. The dinner started in a romantic atmosphere and ended in an ambiguous atmosphere. In the cuddle of the two, Zhou led Ms. Leia into a hotel logically. In the bathroom, the sound of running water can be heard. There were many figures on the glass. Zhou at the desk was a little absent-minded. It's really absent-minded. There is no doubt that On's identity on paper should have been known by the other party. You know, I am the person who handles the evil god incident in the Saint Totem King City. And a frontline fighter. And the information of such personnel has been mastered by this mysterious organization, and a plan has also been formulated. The evil god's affairs processing department has been infiltrated into a sieve. It's not going to happen overnight if you want to deal with these evil god organizations. It's going to be a long game, a battle of endurance. Zhou couldn't help feeling slightly in his heart. Suddenly, Zhou felt sleepy. Yawn one after another. Immediately, Zhou lay face down on the desk. Breathing gradually stabilized, followed by a slight snore. Inside the steam spirit, Zhou's consciousness quietly felt everything around him. There is a power that interferes with my transcendent body and makes me sleep. At the same time, there is the power of the transcendent spirit that made me fall into a deeper sleep. The other party didn't even give the dream consciousness a chance. The dream consciousness has also fallen asleep. If it weren't for my soul to be able to resist all kinds of negative influences. If it wasn't for me having the talent ability of a phase practitioner. I'm afraid, I'm already a fish waiting to be slaughtered. Zhou Yu was not in a hurry, just waiting for the other party's follow-up. Anyway, even if Zhou Yu was lying there, what kind of harm did they want to do to Zhou Yu? That too is futile, desperate frankness, and this is why Zhou Yu dared to turn himself into a bait to fish. Footsteps sounded, not just one person, but a total of 6 people. The 2 high-level Transcendents are around level 80. The 3 intermediate Transcendents are all above level 60. Ms. Laya, the level is still in the 40s. Ms. Laya should be a superficial member of their organization. She fishes as bait. If something goes wrong, then the bait is discarded. And if it works, move on to the next one. Until this bait is eaten. The whole process was silent, and there was not even any evidence to prove that there was something wrong with Ms. Valet. Even if Ms. Leia is captured and tortured. It's even an inquiry at the soul level, but I think her soul and even her memory have been modified. Can't find anything at all. Strict, careful, organized, and disciplined. There was almost no flaw in the whole process. It's no wonder that the Cthulhu Incident Management Office is helpless against these guys, and it is difficult to catch big fish. How? At this time, an old and hoarse voice sounded. His soul and dream consciousness fell into a complete deep sleep. The steam spirit body doesn't have any fluctuations. Obviously, this 31st level steam knight didn't build his own spirit body consciousness. A voice replied. The old man responded. Even if it is a steam sequence, it can build its own spirit body one step earlier than other conventional sequences. However, the consciousness of the spirit body requires a complete and powerful spirit body to be able to derive consciousness. Even if it is a steam sequence, it needs an intermediate transcendent level to have self-awareness of the spirit body. Only by being promoted to a high-level steam sequencer can one have a strong spirit body consciousness. And they are among the people this time. That dream practitioner is as high as level 79. To deal with such a little steam knight, it is still easy to catch. Let's get started. Followed the old man's instructions. Someone came up and began to carry Zhou Yu. Oh, this guy is so heavy. At least 500 caddies. The man raised Zhou Yu's body and exclaimed. 500 caddies? Are you kidding? I'll try it. Hiss, it's really terrible. Is this guy a bear? As a steam sequence, their physical bodies will continue to condense and become thicker as the steam spirit body becomes stronger. At this time, the old man's voice sounded. As far as his body size is concerned, it is normally 170 to 80 caddies, and the level is more than 30. It is already amazing to reach 300 caddies, and it weighs more than 500 caddies. It seems. At this point, the old man's hoarse voice sounded. We picked up a potential seed. It's no wonder that according to our information, Tina values this guy so much. Okay, let's act quickly. Complete the planting of the mother trees will as soon as possible, and send this guy back before dawn, otherwise it will arouse their suspicion. In addition, how is the construction of the reality dream? It's already started. This guy is enjoying himself in Wensheng Township in his own dream. Very good. With that said, the old man looked at Leia. You're doing great, keep it up. Yes, Master Mephorin. Feeling that this group of people put themselves into a special spiritual box, and then carried themselves into the spiritual cause. The corner of Zhou Yu's mouth twitched slightly. This damn Desire Mother Tree organization. They won't even let me take advantage of it. Anyway, you can act in the middle of the night. This wave, being prostituted for nothing, is a real blood loss. Feeling the box shaking like a rocker, Zhou Yu's eyes narrowed slightly. Randy Street. Under the street lamp, wearing a denim trench coat and a hat, Lan Feng seemed to be waiting for someone, trying to let Own breathe naturally so as not to be discovered by others. After all, those people are members of the Evil God organization. Once they found themselves noticed their actions, the other party will definitely silence him immediately. Damn it, that Zhou Yu has already been targeted by members of the Evil God organization. It is even very possible to complete the will projection fusion of the Mother Tree of Desire tonight. Once successful, Zhou Yu will completely become a devout follower of the Mother Tree of Desire. Even if we know all of this, he himself is completely abolished. Although Lanfang wanted to come over and teach Zhou Yu a lesson, However, it is not this kind of lesson. After all, apart from being lazy at work, that Zhou is pretty good in other aspects. We need to inform the captain as soon as possible. Maybe we can rescue him, but if it is too late, there will be no chance at all. It took more than an hour to walk this way. Zhou inside the box was immersed in the steam space, practicing quietly. These people are very cautious, and there is no conversation at all on the road. Zhou also couldn't get any useful information from them. On the contrary, own dream spirit body is living happily under the control of that high-rank, dream practitioner. It would be nice if it was true. Fall into the real dream woven by the dream practitioner. All feelings are as real. Unfortunately, in Zhou's eyes, those high-rank transcendents can't affect Zhou's soul at all. Even if the dream spirit body was manipulated, Zhou fell into it voluntarily. Otherwise, it is not good to be noticed by the other party. I can't be taken to their lair by them. I heard that some dream practitioners will construct realistic dreams, and then let other people enter them to enjoy things that cannot be touched in reality, such as beauty, power, strength greater than and so on. It is said that some people have special hobbies and have customized dreams, such as German orthopedics, the ultimate Tauren and so on. It's like the dream of pirates of dreams. It's just that the real dream world of the dream practitioner is wider, more stable, and more real. After all, this is the transcendent world. There is a similar dream store on Randy's Avenue, and you only need to pay a small fee. You can have a real and perfect reality dream. Zhou was thinking about it. Suddenly felt something different ahead. Zhou, who has the ability of phase practitioner, can feel it immediately. Ahead is the entrance to a deeper domain. Layers of the transcendent world. Very complicated. The most superficial layer is the reality layer domain. Below the realm of reality is the realm of the spirit world. On the same level as the spirit world layer are the dream layer, the mirror image layer, the source energy layer, and many other layers. These layers of domains require corresponding capabilities to be able to enter. Such as the dream layer, which requires dream ability. The spirit world layer needs to have the experience of walking in the spirit world. The source energy layer needs to have transcendent talent itself, and absorb source energy from the transcendent source energy layer to communicate. In general, this first layer domain is not too dangerous. If you don't fight to die, you generally won't die. Compared with the middle world layer domain below this surface layer world layer domain. That would be much more dangerous. This is the layer domain of a series of indescribable calling areas such as distortion, pollution, meme, death, famine, and disaster. Dare to enter here, I am afraid that I will die without knowing how to die. It's no wonder that these members of the evil god organization are hard to catch. They actually put the organization branch in the middle layer. In this middle level domain, the entrance is completely controlled by themselves, and where to open the door is also controlled by themselves. Basically, if they are not compromised by the inside, it is almost impossible to find them. Vaguely, Zhou smelled the smell of big fish. Maybe you can also have a luxurious fish soup set meal with big fish and small fish stewed in one pot. It's too late to inform the captain now. Also, those guys have been staring at me, trying to use the magic bracelet to send messages. That guy in his 60s is the electronic wizard sequence. This is a brand new sequence that has only appeared in the past 10 years. Let alone this evil organization, they are quite avant-garde. Empire of the Sun God has not yet decided whether to use this electronic wizard as a regular sequence for large-scale inheritance. They're already one step ahead. With the existence of this electric vapor wizard, any weak level of information transmission will be keenly detected by him. Well, there's no need to take the risk. Their middle-level domain should be a place with extremely high airtightness. Otherwise, those exorcists have turned the spirit world inside out. Where there is a passage to the spirit world, the exorcists will definitely be able to find it immediately. So, this branch of the mother tree of desire is a huge urn. After entering, the gate will be closed, and when the time comes, they will all be turtles. Along the passage, Zhou was carried and gradually penetrated. Feeling quietly, Zhou could feel that the layer he entered was getting deeper and deeper. Source power and spirituality are beginning to be stripped away. All she has is a throbbing desire. This is one of the old layers of the mother tree of desire. And at the core position, it should be part of the power of the Mother Tree of Desire. The Mother Tree of Desire, according to the information I got, has a secret stronghold in the Saint Totem King City. This should be one of them. There is no other existence of Transcendent Master, it is impossible to stay here. What you have should be a few high-rank Transcendents, and some roots or projections of the most dangerous Desire Mother Tree. Other than that, everything else is trash. The Mother Tree of Desire is a tree of ancient gods that blooms in the evil place that controls desire. It has a large number of believers, and these believers are willing to use their own bodies and souls to sacrifice to the Mother Tree of Desire, so as to obtain gifts and then control powerful power. And the price is to become fully part of the spiritual network of the Mother Tree of Desire. Wait until they are strong enough. The Mother Tree of Desire can harvest them and make them a nutrient for the Mother Tree of Desire. Very strange tree of ancient gods. Normally, anyone with a little brain would not seek refuge in this Desire Mother Tree. But there will always be some people who are willing to give up their own souls in order to gain power. After all, as an ordinary Transcendent, you can only reach more than 20 or 30 levels in your whole life. On the battlefield, they can only be reduced to cannon fodder. However, if you invest in the Mother Tree of Desire, you can have a level of 50 or 60, or even stronger. Become an admirable master. For money, there are people who are willing to sell their skin and soul. And for the power that is more attractive than money, let alone the soul, someone will do such a tragic thing as sacrificing the whole family. Bang! The box finally landed, was subsequently opened. Zhou Yu was placed on an altar, and the group of people who brought him over had long since avoided it. In the darkness, squirming roots and tentacles entangled with countless threads towards Zhou Yu. Zhou Yu's body was lifted like a marionette. Zhou Yu's face gradually twisted. But the mouth is unprecedentedly devout, constantly sending out words of praise. I can feel it. Is that the Mother Goddess? Exuding love and radiance like a mother. Willing to use my own strength to nurture my growth. Selfless dedication, this is the Great Mother Goddess. Praise be to you, Great Mother Goddess. I feel that my body is affected by the Mother Tree of Desire. Zhou Yu waited for the next move of the Mother Tree of Desire. If I don't take the initiative to control my body, it will still be affected. But only in the flesh. As for the deeper effects, well, hardly any. It seems that this is only a very small part of the roots of the Mother Tree of Desire. Point 0. It's not surprising, the roots of the Mother Tree of Desire spread across more than 1 or 2 planes. There are traces of the Mother Tree of Desire in the dozens of planes nearby. And there are at least hundreds of strongholds in one plane. At the same time, the main power of the Mother Tree of Desire also needs to fight against the threat from the starry sky. In the starry sky, there is not only one ancient god like the Mother Tree of Desire. Zhou Yu was thinking about it. The roots of the Mother Tree of Desire began to take root in Zhou Yu's body, and then sent the source of On to help Zhou Yu grow, and carve the will of On Zhou Yu's soul. However, a strange scene appeared. The silk-like roots of the Mother Tree of Desire hovered around Zhou Yu's body for a long time, but couldn't get it in. Zhou Yu's own physical frankness and defensive frankness. With the continuous improvement, as well as the strengthening of its own transcendent characteristics. It has already reached an extremely terrifying level. This small amount of power was really helpless to Zhou Yu. At this time, Zhou Yu was also a little embarrassed. Mother Tree of Desire, you have to branch out, and if you don't take root in it, then how can I absorb your strength next? It seems that I can't continue acting. Zhou Yu had no choice but to let go of the own steam space and let the Mother Tree of Desire take root on the own steam spirit body. As expected, soon the roots of the Mother Tree of Desire began to penetrate into Zhou Yu's steam space. Only, the root of this Mother Tree of Desire is not Zhou Yu's own steam spirit body. Because, Zhou Yu's own spirit body, the Mother Tree of Desire can't take root. The root of the Mother Tree of Desire is the steam spirit body parts of Elena attached to Zhou Yu Truchi's spirit body. Yes, at this time, Zhou Yu completely regarded Elena's steam spirit body fragments as a huge experience reserve pool to store the pure essence transmitted by the Mother Tree of Desire. Even though, the power of the Mother Tree of Desire will lose a little through the intermediary of Elena's steam spirit. However, Zhou Yu could absorb it more safely through Elena's steam spirit body. Great Mother Goddess, please grant me 10,000. accompanied by Zhou Yu's calling. The pure transcendent source began to supply source power and energy to Zhou Yu along the root fibrous thread. Above the dark and deep ancient altar, Zhou Yu's body was entwined with layers of roots of the desire mother tree. Like a cicada pupa, white light surged. Zhou Yu's breath has reached level 32. After a while, white light emerged again, reached level 33. In the distance, Mifran et al. I was watching this scene quietly. Being conceived and raised by the mother tree, which leads to a rapid upgrade. They have seen this scene too many times. They also have a good solution to the problem of quickly upgrading the level. Just use some special transcendent props to suppress the level breath. After all, no one will take care of other people's transcendent level. Moreover, there are many people who like to suppress their own transcendent level. And even if you find out, how can you confirm that the other party is not hiding his own strength, or has recently obtained treasures and his level has been rapidly improved? Through the rapid change of the level, to determine whether the other party is favored by the mysterious organization. At least 1/3 of the people in the Saint Totem King City will be arrested. 793. Feel the thick and pure origin that is passed on. Zhou Yu also began to deliberately release his level breath. After all, if you don't raise your level, it's easy to get exposed. That's not good for the next operation. Absorbing the original power that passed through Elena's steam spirit body. Not only can Zhou Yu feel the rapid increase in own level experience. At the same time, the own transcendent qualification has also undergone slight changes. Yes, the mother tree of desire not only plays a supporting role in raising the level. It also played a certain role in improving the transcendent's transcendent qualification. Sure enough, if those people turn to this evil god organization, the mother tree of desire will still invest some capital. It's just that in the future, it will be taken back with interest. It's a pity that with me, no matter how much money you invest, it's all in vain. This wave of prostitution for the mother tree of desire has made a lot of money. My transcendent qualification has already reached the upper level of D level. If the mother tree of desire can raise my transcendent aptitude to C level, then after I digest Elena's steam spirit body, I will use Mentor Alec to buy some transcendent talent promotional treasures. It's possible that my talent qualification can reach level B. If it wasn't for the fact that the mother tree of desire is an evil god, I would have thought of letting him go. The opportunity of whoring for nothing is rare, you must seize it. Immediately, Zhou Yu restrained his mind and began to absorb as much original power as possible from the mother tree of desire. For the characteristics of the evil god, the mother tree of desire. Zhou Yu understood quite clearly. The roots of the mother tree of desire spread to many planes. Although this is her root hair, it is because it is scattered. It is impossible for the mother tree of desire to control the root of the own tree all the time. Just like a programmer, it is impossible to stare at the background all the time. Then at this time, there will be a problem. The root of the mother tree of desire, for those who take refuge in their own, when making offerings for the first time. What kind of process will it be? Is it to give a fixed amount of offerings of the original essence? Or is it like a part-time worker, given a fixed time of support? Or is it unlimited offerings that allow you to eat as much as you want? The answer is neither. The roots of the mother tree of desire will be based on the qualifications of the transcendent. Make matching offerings. The higher the talent, the more support. The lower the talent, the less you will support. To some extent, the roots of the mother tree of desire are quite intelligent. Such as after taking root in own body. Zhou Yu didn't know whether the energy supplied was based on his current D-level aptitude, or his aptitude after a 1,000-fold increase. Zhou Yu estimated that the characteristics of the system should not be touched by the mother tree. That is probably a D-level qualification. But at this time, the roots of the mother tree of desire took root, but Elena's steam spirit body. What was touched was Aren Lina's transcendent qualification. As an S-level phase practitioner talent, Elena, who even looks down on her, is at least an S-level talent. Even SSS-level talent has a higher probability. #BA. This supply is exaggerated, and the situation at this time is indeed the case. The vigorous energy is endless. Before I knew it, half an hour had passed. At this time, the roots of the mother tree of desire began to pull away. Amazing talent. The high-ranked transcendent, Mafran, who watched this scene couldn't help but exclaim. In the past, even if you were an AA-level talent master, it only took 10 minutes. This Zhou Yu was able to hold on for nearly half an hour. Tisk tisk. The talent itself is amazing, and it is also nurtured by the Mother God. In the future, our Mother God Church will definitely have a Transcendent Master again. Indeed, it's not in vain that we searched for so long and spent so much energy. Others praised it. For this time, they transformed this genius. The satisfaction is beyond words. And at this time, Zhou Yu also slowly withdrew from the absorption. At this time, Zhou Yu's level has reached a full 38th level. If it is directly poured into the original essence of the Mother Tree of Desire, then Zhou Yu's level can be raised to at least 45th level. But Zhou Yu obviously didn't do that. It is Elena's steam spirit body parts that are infused with the essence of the source. It's only half an hour. Zhou Yu's own level was raised from 35th level to 38th level. Even if it is actively absorbing growth, this is quite exaggerated. It's not far from the 40th level intermediate transcendent. A large number of Mother Tree origins are still in those steam spirit body parts. After absorbing and digesting, the level counts to 45th level, there is no problem at all. More importantly, Zhou Yu's eyes narrowed slightly. My transcendent qualification has reached the C-level middle stage level. I have already caught up with the senior sister's level. Feel. Zhou Yu stretched out his hand and grabbed it in front of him. Transcendent features were easily touched by Zhou Yu. Talent is strong to a certain level, completely forming the sublimation of qualitative change. Being able to touch and feel the transcendent character so easily. The level barrier before level 100 is not a big problem for me. At the same time, my transcendent skill, breakthrough level 10, is only a matter of time. This Mother Tree of Desire has really helped me tremendously. Thought so. Zhou Yu looked at the Mother of Desire tree with only a small root in front of him. When being supported by the Mother Tree of Desire, Zhou Yu has also gradually sensed it. The Mother Tree of Desire, here is just a small part of the roots of the Mother Tree of Desire. There is a certain connection with the Mother Tree of Desire. Even, the Mother Tree of Desire can descend through the roots of this section. If it is the real Desire Mother Tree descends, that Zhou Yu was obviously not his opponent. And such a section is the root of the Mother Tree of Desire. For Zhou Yu, it was still a good solution. Feeling the roots of the Mother Tree of Desire gradually withdrawing, Zhou Yu's eyes narrowed slightly. I haven't absorbed enough, and you want to withdraw, what can I do? With my permission. The next moment, the steam space descended instantly. The roar of steam rang in everyone's ears. A cyberpunk steam ghost the size of a steam locomotive. Displayed in front of everyone. Hiss. 4.6, why is his steam body so long? He's only in his 30s. Is this genius? In their cognition, it is an exaggeration for the steam sequence of more than 30 levels, the steam spirit body, to be the size of a desk. More like a small stack of books on a desk. And Zhou Yu's steam spirit body. It has reached the volume of a steam car. And for the steam sequence, size is power. It's just that someone has a smile on their face. Think they organized, harvested a top talent at the time. Phase Practitioner's ability is activated instantly. Across deep layer domain dimensions, Zhou Yu directly landed the steam space on the root of the Mother Tree of Desire. You'd better stay inside honestly. The steam space closed, swallowing the roots of the Mother Tree of Desire like a giant mouth. Then the steam spirit suppressed. The whole process is smooth and flowing. So much so that everyone's surprised look was still hanging on their faces, and it was too late to disappear. You never know the ups and downs of Taoist. How soon it will come. At this time, people in this stronghold were watching the birth of the genius. They get it. How surprised they were before. But at this moment, they were astonished. This situation reversed too quickly. So much so that they haven't had time to figure out the situation. The tentacles are the roots used for projection by the Mother Tree of Desire they adore. The genius, who was just nourished by the Mother Tree of Desire, received the steam space. For this operation, they were completely stunned. Are you sure it's not suicide? Everyone knows the fragile characteristics of the steam spirit body. As for the power of the Mother Tree of Desire, they know better than anyone else. Let the mother tree of desire enter your steam space. This is completely disgusting. Own life is too long. This operation is too outrageous. So much so that it was difficult for them to distinguish for a while whether this guy was an enemy or a friend. If so, then why did he accept the roots and tentacles of the mother tree of desire? Shouldn't he offer his own faith and devotion to the great mother tree? If not, then why did he take in the roots of the mother tree of desire? Wouldn't this hasten his death? In other words, this talent group is too rich. So much so that the mother tree of desire favored him so much that he even went into his steam space personally. Let it become own open black lens bracket God envoy close black lens bracket. But just now, the roots and tentacles of the mother tree seem to have a tendency to retract. The situation is a bit complicated. Everyone looked at Zhou Yu at 05 on the altar. Don't dare to act rashly. And at this time, the many attacks that Zhou Yu expected did not come. On the contrary, there are a few high-ranked transcendents in the arena, more than a dozen transcendents in their 60s and above. At this moment, they all looked at themselves in astonishment. My operation is so outrageous that the enemy can't tell whether I am an enemy or a friend. Anyway, the roots of the mother tree of desire are for sale, and I have already caught them. Then there is no value in using it here. Immediately, Zhou Yu showed his kindest smile. My Saint Totem King City Cthulhu Incident Management Office, the deputy captain of team number 66 feet Zhou Yu, officially announces to you. You guys were arrested by me. Everyone gasped. You are a low-level transcendent with more than 30 levels. Face 5 high-level transcendents. More than a dozen intermediate transcendents in their 60s. You call this an arrest? If it weren't for the scene, it would be a little weird. Those believers in the mother tree of desire must laugh out loud. Are you sure this is an arrest and not a free offer? Is this guy out of his mind? I don't know if it was burned or not, but I'm sure that even the best doctor can't save his life today. Watching those complexions gradually change from astonishment to gloomy, and then ferocious and crazy high-level fanatical believers. They are all existences supported by the mother tree of desire. The stronger the strength, the more profound the brand of the mother tree of desire will be. Any enemy that damages the mother tree of desire will be severely punished and punished. Although they don't know how this genius escaped their previous control. But that doesn't matter anymore. Now, this genius death is the most important thing to them. Zhou Yu originally wanted to say a few words. You can keep silent and things like that. But obviously, this group of guys can't listen to it at all. It's more practical to send these guys to the stake. 5 high-ranked transcendents shot at the same time. The first is to fall into the abyss of dreams. Countless tentacles were pulled from the depths of the dream. To drag Zhou Yu into the abyss of nightmare. Already falling into it, will never be able to recover. Woo-woo. At this moment, the flame in the steam spirit made a low roar. This is the power of steam. Dreamland Zhou Yu's dream spirit body caught fire instantly. A large number of nightmare tentacles were instantly burned by Zhou Yu. By the way, the high-level transcendents who dragged the pair of Zhou Yu into the abyss of nightmare were also ignited together. And after the black flame, nightmare gone, the high-level transcendent silently avoided Zhou Yu's burning flames. After all, he is a high-level transcendent, so there are still some methods. If it was ignited by me all of a sudden, it would be a bit strange. At the same time that Zhou Yu was fighting against the nightmare attack, the other 4 transcendents also shot at the same time. Angel Steam Source Armor. Zhou Yu had already prepared enough. In an instant, he put on the top-level transcendent equipment up to the 9th rank. Doom, scythe, golden chains, and a sharp blade that Zhou Yu couldn't distinguish. It descended on Zhou Yu's body at the same time. The level of advanced transcendence is no longer limited to conventional attacks. Their means are various. It is hard to guard against. But Zhou Yu was fearless and directly resisted. All kinds of attacks exploded on Zhou Yu. If Zhou Yu resists with physical strength, then they will be surprised. But Zhou Yu released the 9th Order Angel Steam Source Armor. They are not surprised anymore. After all, this is the top Transcendent Sequence equipment. Even they can't get it. After putting on the Angel Steam Source Armor, Zhou Yu also felt that his defense was not high enough. Immortal True Shield, Sunfire Cloak, both bloom at the same time. The Sun Flame Cloak, nowadays, can easily incinerate a range of more than 30 meters around. Zhou Yu's extreme release can radiate hundreds of meters in a radius. A solid teamfight weapon, and a mortal true shield. It was Alec who asked Zhou Yu to practice. A shield that specifically resists real damage and has life characteristics. Moreover, this shield will also have an additional shield value of a certain percentage of Zhou Hanyu's frankness. In other words, the thicker Zhou Hanyu's life is, the thicker the health of the shield will be. The immortal shield alone has improved Zhou Yu's overall frankness a lot. Although the Sun Flame Cloak can also offset a large part of the damage of the fire system. But for now, among them, it seems that no one is inclined to the flame department. Chi chi chi. The powerful flame of the Sun Flame Cloak instantly ignited the 5 besieging Zhou Yu. Even if Zhou Yu didn't see these 5 people. But as long as these 5 people are within the attack range of the Sun Flame Cloak, that will inevitably be burned. The leader of the Night Assassin, Mi Falan, took 5 steps in a row, pulling out 5 afterimages. Only then did he use the afterimage to get rid of Zhou Yu's black flame. Be careful, this guy's flame is a bit weird. As long as you don't get too close. That's fine. The 80th level, Mafran, had an extremely vicious vision, and immediately discovered the disadvantages of Zhou Yu's flame. His flames are not only weird, but also do terrible damage. The 79th level Dream Practitioner on the side said with a weak breath. His hair had been burned off, and his clothes were also charred black. If it wasn't for the Transcendent light armor on his body, then this time would probably be an unsuitable scene for children. Mi Falan's eyes were fixed on Zhou Yu again for a moment, and he said indifferently. Moreover, this guy's equipment is very good, and his frankness is surprisingly high. But after all, he is just a little knight of level 30. I think 887, his equipment, will soon be ours. His tone was too confident, so that none of the people around would refute. Really, Zhou Yu laughed when he heard this. If he is really just a steam knight with short hands and short legs, then today, I will definitely be confused by this group of senior transcendents. B. Do you really think I'm a knight with short arms? He squeezed his fist suddenly. Woo woo woo. Steam roars. Zhou Yu exhaled hazy steam all over his body. Fired by black flames. Fueled by transcendent steam. Zhou Yu who uses the steam sequence as a source of power. At this moment, the roar of the steam knight appeared. This is like the strength gathered by Transcendent Industries, blooming vigorously. It was still in the defensive stage just now. And now is the beginning of the attack. Die. At this moment, the Blood Gang heavy-edged sword cut out. The lightsaber moves of the light feather sword made the 5 high-level transcendents palpitate. This 30th level Steam Knight actually has such a strong transcendent power. Buzz. The light crosses the phase domain. Laugh. A transcendent of more than 50 levels was watching from 300 meters away. Beheaded directly by Zhou this strike. This moment. The 5 transcendents were shocked. He is still a remote. At this time, the crowd of more than 30 transcendents who were watching from a distance exploded in an instant. What shocked them was not the issue of the Steam Knight's long-range attack. So fierce, he didn't attack those high-level transcendents. Instead, attack them. Others start a regiment. He is still replenishing soldiers. This operation is simply out of line. With a single blow, it landed in shock. While these people are still in shock, Zhou Yu didn't talk about martial arts and started to attack. And the targets of the attack are those mid-level transcendents who are over 40, 50, and 60. On the one hand because these guys are so good to kill. One hit at a time. With high experience, you can also grow attributes. On the other hand it is. Zhou Yu could feel these high-level transcendents in their 70s and 80s. They are more influenced by the mother tree of desire. In other words, this wave of regiments will continue. Either Zhou Yu died, or they died. They will never return. As for those transcendents of 40 or 50 levels, they are not necessarily so. Once you kill 1 or 2 of these advanced transcendents, they will definitely run away when they see something bad. If I don't make up now, I'm afraid I won't be able to make up later. Phase Practitioner, 1 step at a time. Zhou Yu spanned a distance of more than 300 meters in an instant. The Sun Flame Cloak is the first to win. Set 7 or 8 people around on fire together. Zhou Yu's Shuigong heavy-edged sword slashed out one after another. Every blow is a light feather blade blooming. One hit at a time. When Zhou Yu had just killed 3 mid-level Transcendents, 5 senior Transcendents have already killed them. The black cage was instantly enveloped. This is a cage of the spirit realm. Once Zhou Yu is locked up, Zhou Yu may be trapped for a while. I just want to make up a few more soldiers, what about you? Take a step. Phase practitioner, taking advantage of the spiritual cage has not yet closed. Zhou Yu had already taken the first step to escape. But at this time, several high-ranking Transcendents who attacked saw Zhou Yu slip away again. His face became more and more cloudy and uncertain. This Steam Knight has many means. The strength is strong, beyond their imagination. The first is its strong Transcendent resistance. They thought they had Zhou Yu under control before. Bring Zhou Yu here. As a result, everything before was just Zhou Li's disguise. Immediately afterwards, Zhou Yu wore the Angel Steam Source armor, possessing an unimaginable defense level. Even 99th level top Transcendents, facing their attack, I dare not say ignore. Zhou Yu, on the other hand, carried their 2 rounds of attacks with various methods. It is still alive and well. Immediately afterwards, the method displayed by Zhou Yu subverted their cognition even more. Phase walk, ultra long range attack means. And that almost terrifying injury. Killed those Transcendents of more than 50 levels with one blow. There are so many means that it is outrageous. You say this guy is a high-dimensional Protoss, and they all believe it. But they knew that this Zhou Yu was really just a foreigner from the Corn City state. And he is a despicable and shameless foreigner. Not only deceived them, he even deceived the Great Mother Goddess. Before, they believed that they could kill Zhou Yu. And now, what they believed more was that if Zhou Yu was not stopped again, then Zhou Yu will kill all of their subordinates. A sharp blade bloomed on Zhou Yu's neck. Zhou Yu only felt a slight tingling. After all, he is an advanced Transcendent of level 80, so he can still cause Zhou Yu some damage. But that's all. Zhou Yu backhanded a sword. Slashed down. This strike is a high amount of damage from the Ring of Death and Silence with the 5th hit. Mifflin's nimble steps are slightly behind. It narrowly avoided this strike. However, is it really avoided? The sharp edge of the light feather blade came out of the sword and disappeared. Phase. Mephorin already felt that this strike had locked on to him from the aspect level. He desperately wanted to avoid it. Even the afterimages were pulled out in 7s and 8s. Ito. Pong. The blood burst. Mephorin's entire right arm exploded in an instant. Even the 8th order shadow dagger in his hand was blown apart. Just because of his fast speed, he couldn't evade Zhou Yu's attack. 41,000% precision, combined with phase attack. As long as you are still within the attack range, you cannot dodge. Zhou Yu saw the needle, and stretched out his hand to grab it. Take this shadow dagger, according to it. Tisk tisk, the price of an 8th tier dagger is really high. The next moment Zhou Yu swung the Shuigong heavy-edged sword again. And at the moment before Zhou Yu's attack, Mephorin directly turned into a shadow and disappeared. Even if there is a precision talent, the premise is that you have to have a target to attack. If the target cannot be locked, that attack is out of the question. When looking at several other high-level Transcendents, seeing that among them, Mi Falon, who was the strongest, had an arm blown off in an instant. They also all used their means one after another. Zhou Yu couldn't find them for a while. After all, he is a high-level Transcendent. Those weird methods are indeed not something that Zhou Yu can compete with today. Zhou Yu is not in a hurry either. Can't find you, can't I find anyone else? Continue to replenish troops. 1. Again. Huo, you guys are hiding in a group, now you will be caught in the pot. You still beg for forgiveness. Listen to my advice. The water of the evil god organization is very deep, you can't grasp it. Let's cast a good tire in the next life. At this time, the underground stronghold of the entire Desire Mother Tree completed as Zhou Yu's personal slaughterhouse. After defeating the top-notch Mephorin with one blow, this also deterred the other 4 high-level Transcendents. For a while, they were all looking for opportunities, and they didn't dare to attack Zhou Yu. After all, they had made several calls before. The effective damage is almost 0. Facing this frank and terrifying guy, they can hardly do it. But they obviously didn't intend to let Zhou Yu go. Instead, they kept looking for opportunities in Zhou Yu's attack. They dare not do it. As for Zhou Yu, the attack would be even more ruthless. One by one. Crazy carnage. The underground organization of the Mother Tree of Desire. Obviously there are not too many people. And this area is not that big. In addition to an altar area, there is also an office area, and a training area. Well, there is also the life area, and the free movement area. Not to mention, the welfare of the underground organization of the Mother Tree of Desire is quite good. Zhou Yu of talent with phase practitioner. It's surprisingly fast to harvest. Looking at the fast-moving enemies one after another. And the quick attack of those high-level transcendents came to mind. Zhou Yu also silently complained about his simple and unpretentious swiping and beheading. Talents and skills without attack speed. When you kill an enemy, the attack frequency is not too high. As a knight, it makes sense to have an attack speed talent. It's just that if you learn the talent of attack speed, if the bonus is too high, will you throw the sword because the swing speed is too fast? With another sword falling, the member of the Cthulhu, who was only in his 30s and had a distorted face, wanted to pounce on Zhou Yu and bite Zhou Yu, but was chopped into 2 pieces by Zhou Yu's sword. After confirming that there are no living people and no high-value items here, Zhou Yu then looked in the direction of the altar. Zhou Yu has already felt it. There, Miflan and the others seem to have found a way to deal with Zhou Yu. They are praying on the altar. In other words, they are calling on God. Pray for the evil god, the arrival of the Mother Tree of Desire. Although the roots and tentacles of the Mother Tree of Desire were controlled by Zhou Yu. However, they themselves are good carriers. As long as they are willing to sacrifice themselves and ask the gods to come. That can still be done. And right now, they're doing just that. Sure enough, they are all like this. If you can't beat them, please ask the gods. You evil god believers won't play some new tricks. Feel the terrifying aura bred there. Zhou Yu quickly thought about it. Well, if Lan Feng is not stupid, he should have already told the captain and the others. There should also be some clues. Possibly nearby. It's almost time to meet them. It's just Li Haohao, that guy Lan Feng's tracking ability. How can I hide it from Zhou Yu? Before Zhou Yu, he never single-handedly killed all the people here. The main reason is, this credit is too great. Zhou Yu couldn't bear it alone. The position of credit is also the position of taking the blame. Just like before Zhou Yu single-handedly captured Elena. The gains are certainly astonishing. But in the aftermath, I don't know how many Transcendent Masters were involved. It even implicated the entire Corn City state. And this time, it's the same. Zhou Yu single-handedly overthrew this stronghold of the evil god. With a 1-on-5, 5 high-level Transcendents were killed. And Zhou Yu is just a low-level Transcendent. Once the news is delivered, the Mother Tree of Desire organization alone will immediately dispatch Master Transcendent to assassinate Zhou Yu. Not to mention, other members of the evil god organization, as well as some rebel organizations' hatred for Zhou Yu. If Zhou Yu can withstand Master Transcendent's attack, then it doesn't matter. But the problem is, Zhou Yu can't bear it. Therefore, Zhou Yu needs to avoid the edge for a while. Zhou Yu can bear the credit for discovering the evil god stronghold. However, the credit for eliminating this evil god's stronghold, Zhou Yu absolutely cannot bear it. Soon, the will of the evil god will come. It's time to speed up. Quickly came to the entrance of the passage. Zhou Yu felt the roots of the Mother Tree of Desire in his body ready to move. Zhou Yu stretched out his hand to grab it. A small part of the transcendent feature of the Mother Tree of Desire was captured by Zhou Yu. Then Zhou Yu threw it on the passage barrier. Take advantage of the capabilities of the phase practitioner. Flying all the way rapidly. All kinds of weird roars and wailings came from beside my ears. But Zhou Yu can bear it completely. In an instant, Zhou Yu passed through the barrier of the middle layer and came to the spirit world. Immediately afterwards, Zhou Yu once again grasped a little bit of the characteristics of the Mother Tree of Desire. The flame filled it, and suddenly pinched it. Boom! The majestic aura of the Mother Tree of Desire is more colorful in the flames. The burning power makes the breath of the Mother Tree of Desire strong and amazing. But the duration is short. If this will not be able to attract the captain and the others, Then they probably didn't come. In this way, after I go back, I can justifiably make up for Lan Feng. However, even if the captain and the others didn't come, the spiritual practitioners nearby should be able to feel it. The breath of the mother tree of desire explodes. This is a rare opportunity to make meritorious service. While Zhou Yu was still thinking about it, a Taoist figure already appeared in front of Zhou Yu. What catches the eye is Minister Tina, wearing a plaid dress with an angry face. Did Minister Tina come directly? This wave is so quiet, it's a bit heavenly. But bigger is better. Before Tina got angry, Zhou Yu quickly narrated. It's time to explain. Those evil guys, they are asking God to come up. The 90s must be eliminated quickly, or the evil god will descend, and it will be a disaster for the city-state of the Holy Totem. There is no need for Zhou Yu to explain too much. Tina has already looked at the passage for the first time. After this incident, you'd better give me a reasonable explanation, or you'll spend the rest of your life in jail. He gave Zhou Yu a hard look. Tina has already quickly entered the depths of the evil god's stronghold along the passage. After a while, the ghost-like captain, coward, has already arrived here. He glanced at Zhou Yu. Before Zhou Yu could say anything, he had already entered the passage, and at the same time the voice came like the sound of a dream. This time, there are at least 20 team leaders who were dispatched because of your affairs. You'd better figure out how to explain it to Minister Tina. Before Zhou Yu could react, another 7 or 8 high-level transcendents arrived one after another. Seeing that passage, feeling the breath of the evil god coming from that passage, they entered one by one. After a while, the extremely violent shock was transmitted. Fortunately, this is in the second-level domain area. If it were in the Saint Totem King City, I am afraid that many people would suffer. As time went on, the battle became more and more intense. In the follow-up, there are still high-level transcendents arriving and joining the battlefield one after another. At the same time, many of these team members, some transcendents in their 60s who are more confident in their own strength, also entered. Those who entered should be all 69th level existences. This kind of mid-rank transcendent is only one step away from high-rank transcendent. And the strength, most of them have entered the level of high-rank transcendent. This is the only way to qualify for the battle. But after the arrival of those transcendents in their 40s and 50s, and after the arrival of transcendents in their 60s, after experiencing the battle there a little bit, it is wise not to go inside. Maybe, the evil god who descended would just make up for them, and when the time comes, they will explode at the same time. While waiting, the battle intensified. As a result, some visions began to pervade the spiritual space on the first floor. The silhouette of the swaying huge towering ancient tree in the sky of the spirit world is faintly visible. But its branches and leaves began to break off and fall. There is no doubt that the body of the evil god descended cannot resist for too long. After all, these people can specialize in fighting against members of the evil god organization. They don't have many other things in their hands, but they have more means to deal with evil gods than one. At this time, members of Zhou Yu's team just arrived here. Lan Feng came first. He came slowly to Zhou Yu with great interest, and then gave Zhou Yu a break. He even smelled it on Zhou Yu. Are you a dog? Zhou Yu glared at him. Afterwards, Lan Feng looked at the channel again. Immediately, retracted the neck. Fighting at that level is obviously not something he can contend with now. When he looked at Zhou Yu again, he seemed slightly dissatisfied. In his opinion, Zhou Yu should have been invaded by the evil god's will. Became a member of the evil organization. Thus, he can justifiably arrest Zhou Yu. Well, even later he has plans. From time to time, he would go to the prison to see this nobleman who came to guild. But, this guy has no aura of being invaded by evil gods at all. This made him a little bit unsatisfied. Looking at Lan Feng, this guy looked very dissatisfied. Zhou Yu has already begun to wonder whether he should find a reason to make up for him. By making up for this bastard, I can at least be happy for a whole day. Not 2 full days. 10 minutes later, the fighting leveled off. After another few minutes, the battle is completely over. Then, a few high-rank transcendents came out and started to let everyone in. This is one of the strongholds of the real evil god organization, Mother Tree of Desire. And this time it was completely surrounded. None of the members of the Evil God organization ran out. This also makes the resource information stored here almost complete. Let many people enter it and store many important information in it. This will allow them to have more clues and context for their next move against the Evil God organization, Mother Tree of Desire. Captain, I have something to report to Minister Tina. Seeing that those high-rank Transcendents were going to bring people in, Zhou said hastily. The battle has just ended inside, and there are still many things to deal with. Minister Tina is very busy. Let's talk about it later. Anything else, you have to report to your captain first. Only your captain is qualified to report directly to Minister Tina. The captain of the high-rank Transcendent obviously didn't know Zhou. I don't even know that Zhou made it here. In his opinion, this guy is just an ordinary member. Such a member still wants to report directly to Minister Tina. That obviously won't work. What's the matter? At this time, in the passage, Captain Coward came out. I knew Zhou was restless. So after the battle is over, even if it is not lightly received. Coward came out immediately. In case Zhou and this kid make trouble. Captain, it's a very secret and very important matter, and it must be reported to Minister Tina in person. Zhou said. He took a closer look at Zhou. Coward said lightly. If this continues, I should call you Captain. Come with me. Coward knew it well. For a long time, Saint Totem Gancheng has been eager to catch up with these evil god organizations. No way. No matter how you grab it, you can't catch it. Even within themselves, quite a few people have been infiltrated by the evil god organization. And this time, Zhou discovered this stronghold of members of the evil god organization. As a result, almost 1/3 of the member organizations of the Mother Tree of Desire were almost eliminated. And it's still wiped out. This contribution is huge. Not to mention being promoted to captain. Even if he was promoted to advanced deacon of the evil god time management department. It's not a big problem. That is a position higher than their captain. After all, their captain position is only intermediate deacon. After a few minutes, in the garden of the rest area, Zhou was brought to Minister Tina's side. At this time, Tina was sitting cross-legged in the garden corridor to rest. Minister Tina seems to have been seriously injured. Minister Tina's level is 99th level. This level is against those carriers of high-level transcendents who are not regular carriers of evil gods. With so many high-level transcendents, it is difficult to hurt. The evil god is really powerful. There was no head-on collision, quite rightly so. Feel Zhou's arrival. Minister Tina slowly stopped recovering from her injuries. Speak. What is important? Zhou looked around. Tina waved her hand casually. An invisible barrier separated the two from the outside world. Well, now no one will hear our conversation. The roots and tentacles of the Mother Tree of Desire are in my hands, and I have suppressed them. As soon as this word came out, Tina suddenly widened her eyes and looked at Zhou. Although I don't know how Zhou did it. But that is an evil god. Even if it is only a very weak part of the roots. But the negative forces contained in it, such as chaos, distortion, and loss of control, will affect transcendence all the time. And Zhou actually suppressed it with the roots of the Desire Mother Tree. And with that, I'm fine with nothing, I'm even healthy, look. How did you do it? Tina said in an unusually solemn tone. Zhou thought about it seriously. There is no one else, only talent. Tina's mouth twitched. Goddamn talent. Talent can do this. Seeing that Zhou was unwilling to say more, Tina didn't ask any more questions. Very good. When I go back later, I will take you to a place. When the time comes, I will send the roots of the Mother Tree of Desire there, and then suppress it there. Yeah, Zhou nodded. The roots and tentacles of the Mother Tree of Desire are now in Zhou's steam space. Zhou suppressed him, but it took a large part of Zhou's strength. If you don't take out the roots of the Mother Tree of Desire, Zhou's own practice, and even daily life will be affected to a certain extent. Tell Minister Tina that it is one aspect to take out the roots of the Mother Tree of Desire. And the more important aspect is, Minister Tina, I have one more thing to report. Zhou said again. Tina felt a little headache when she heard it, and Jean couldn't help rubbing the center of her brows. He has seen how powerful Zhou is today. It's only been half a month, and such a big thing has happened to her. And Zhou actually had something to report. Say it. I also know the locations of the other 2 Desire Mother Tree strongholds in the other Holy Totem King cities. What? Tina trembled, looking at Zhou in disbelief. Why didn't you say it earlier? Didn't I just have time to approach you? Zhou spread his hands helplessly. Before, when the roots of the Mother Tree of Desire are given to Zhou for offerings. Zhou is also silently using his super phase practitioner talent to perceive the location of other roots of the Desire Mother Tree. After all, this offering, to a certain extent, connected Zhou with the Mother Tree of Desire. Phase domain. That was Zhou's home game. Although not accurate positioning. The general orientation and distance can still be determined. Now that you know the general location, then those masters must have a way to dig out the strongholds of those evil god organization members. After thinking about it, Zhou handed over the 2 spiritual world coordinates engraved on the phase stone to Minister Tina. Probably in these 2 places. Quote, if you go in time, I think, should be able to wipe them all out. Quickly feeling inside the phase stone, Tina has already mastered the positions of these 2 coordinates. You did a good job. Tina looked at Zhou and said solemnly. This time Zhou really made a great contribution. Once these 2 strongholds are confirmed correctly, in terms of their handling of the evil god's affairs, it can be said that they almost wiped out the entire Desire Mother Tree evil god organization in the Holy Totem King City. Although, there are definitely some loafers out there. But as long as these core strongholds are destroyed, grab those core personnel and get the information inside. Then those idle personnel, 1 counts as 1, they can't escape. Even, use this as a springboard. They can also gradually pull out some evil god organizations in other regions. It can be said that Zhou is completely the ice-breaking core point of this operation. You're here to act with your squad. I'm going to find someone right away to start capturing these 2 strongholds. Knowing the urgency of the situation, Tina did not stay here and left quickly. Looking at the back of Minister Tina leaving. At this time, Zhou completely thought about it. This time the credit is not small. I don't know if I can get some more treasures to upgrade the talent. Even if there is no treasure that improves Transcendent talent, some Transcendent talent scrolls are good. In any case, this wave is blood money. Just the harvest in this evil god's stronghold is very good. Immediately, Zhou found Captain Coward and the others, and started the operation together with them. 3 days later, the official Transcendent Daily section of Saint Totem King City, headline news. A piece of news, like a bomb, swept through the entire Saint Totem King City. Extra. The Mother Tree of Desire organized by the evil god was uprooted by the official exorcist team of Saint Totem on the night of October 9th. This is the official Holy Totem's fight against the evil god organization, the biggest victory in history. The newsboys excitedly waved the newspapers in their hands, loudly announcing the victory. In the past few days, there have been various rumors. After all, the exorcist team has done too much in the past 2 days. Even during the day, fighting broke out frequently. This made many people can't help but speculate whether something big happened again. And today, big news hit the headlines. The Cthulhu organization of the Mother Tree of Desire was actually uprooted. This kind of news is enough to occupy a place in the official daily newspaper of the entire Sun God King. Immediately attracted countless people rushing to buy. The newsboys were also extraordinarily excited today, shouting extra hard. After all, every time a newspaper is sold, they can make a fortune. Whenever something big happens, they can always have a good meal, or let their own pockets bulge a little bit. The whole day, in the streets and alleys of the Saint Totem Royal City, before and after tea and dinner, many people use the news about the Mother Tree of Desire as a topic of conversation. Mother Tree of Desire always attracts more attention as soon as you open it. It's so handsome. Evil God Incident Management Office. Look at the headlines of today's section. Zhou couldn't help but praise. What caught my eye was Minister Tina's heroic appearance. This photo occupies almost half of the entire section. And the content of the report praised Minister Tina's heroic leadership. Many exorcist team members, as well as personnel temporarily seconded from other departments, join hands to eliminate the Mother Tree of Desire. And the editor-in-chief who writes is full of literary talents, and the narrative process is lifelike, which is amazing. especially when the evil god descended and everyone was on the verge of despair. Minister Tina took out the sealed item and suppressed the evil god. 10 fists determine the reversal of the universe. It makes people's blood pressure straight up. With the rhythm of the story, the plot of the writing, and the structure of the whole story, it would be a pity not to write novels. After reading the news, Jo-yu couldn't help commenting with emotion. News reports are always more prone to exaggeration, to declare a big victory. And actually, what Jo-yu learned was, after Minister Tina got the coordinates, he directly found the city lord of the Saint Totem King City. Then, at least more than 6 Transcendent Masters participated in this operation together. The first stronghold is there because there are no roots and tentacles of the Mother Tree of Desire. Minister Tina did not inform the higher-ups immediately. And those 2 strongholds of evil gods, that really has the roots and tentacles of the Mother Tree of Desire. When dealing with evil gods, the Saint Totem King City has always used the most powerful force to crush them. You have 5 high-level transcendents, we will dispatch 10 here. You have evil gods coming. We dispatched at least 5 transcendent masters here. Carry out saturated crushing strikes with absolute strength, and 2B guarantees the successful completion of the task. This is the official attitude. Of course, these things will definitely not be written in the newspapers. Jo-yu found out that something was normal. Then he got close to the newspaper and read it carefully. What are you going to do? Is that just a newspaper image of Minister Tina? Are you going to let that go? Your shamelessness is beyond my imagination. Behind Jo-yu, Lan Feng's voice sounded inappropriately. Do you have nothing else to do but stare at me? Jo-yu turned his head and glanced at Lan Feng. I didn't find a reason to make up for him a few days ago, it was obviously a mistake. Jo-yu thought to himself. Do you see it? Jo-yu shook the newspaper. What? Lan Feng asked puzzledly. Peerless genius, making headlines. This is an official achievement. On the newspaper, Lan Feng's eyes widened, but there was no trace of Zhou Shi. Look here, Jo-yu pointed. As expected, among the many captains serving as background boards, Jo-yu was among them. It's unremarkable, but also made headlines, didn't it? That's just a crowd portrait during this operation, you are just a background. Lan Feng said angrily. Then someone can't even get on the background. Oh, by the way, it's not that they haven't boarded. I saw that there are no 254 participants. You are one of them. Now, Yuan almost jumped up. What an arrogant guy. If I had known earlier, I wouldn't have informed the captain, and you would have been infected by the evil god. What do you keep staring at me when you don't go to work? Are you looking for a chance to be lazy? Jo-yu glanced at Lan Feng. Don't forget, I am the vice captain of Team 66. Lan Feng gritted his teeth, but finally gave Jo-yu a look and left. Several other people in the office saw this scene. They all snickered. When Jo-yu first arrived, Lan Feng didn't give Jo-yu face very much. As for the people in the number 66 team office, they treated Jo-yu as a transparent existence. And after the action 3 days ago ended, everyone's attitude towards Jo-yu made a 180-degree turn. Pretending to be cute, a member of the Fishing Evil organization. Then find the members of the Evil God organization. Then it attracted everyone to carry out a devastating blow to the Evil God organization of the Mother Tree of Desire. This credit, but they can't match it in their entire lives. You said Jo-yu is a novice. That's really newbie. But Jo-yu's handling methods, in the whole process, these veterans are incomparable. And Jo-yu went deep into the Evil God's organization and retreated completely. This level of strength, courage, and the entire Evil God Incident Management Office, few people can match it. Let them go by themselves, that is mostly free on the spot. Just when Jo-yu was catching fish at work, Captain Coward's figure appeared at the door. Jo-yu, get ready, Minister Tina wants to see you. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe.